Hi, this is Pat Hanahoe-Dosch, your professor. I'm here to talk to you about Essay 4, which is the equivalent of a final exam. You've got a little less time to write it than you did with the other ones, but by now you're experts at writing, right? You know what you're doing, you've got this. Okay, so with this one you're going to write 3 to 4 full pages. Again, the minimum is 3 pages. It must be 3 pages, not 2.5, not 2 3/4, but 3 pages. Don't go over 4. If you do, you probably need to narrow down your thesis. Okay, you need to follow the directions that I gave you, or you will fail for not meeting the parameters of the assignment. I'm much more lenient about sources here. I'm not giving you a required amount or type of source. I'm kind of testing you here, I'm testing you here to see what you think are good academic sources. So pay attention to what sources you choose. Apply the CRAP test. Evaluate them carefully. Make sure that they are solid, good sources for an academic paper. Make sure that you have enough sources. And whatever you choose to argue, make sure that you research the topic carefully. I can't tell you how many times students have started out arguing on a topic. I mean, taking one of the articles that I gave you and arguing about it based on their beliefs rather than actual research information. And they just find other biased sources to support their points. That's not acceptable. You know better than that by now. You have an opinion, and that's good, but now you have to find the information, the evidence to support that. That's what the research is for. It's for finding evidence to support your points. Okay. You must have a thesis, of course, and support your points with specific examples, including quotes, paraphrases, and summaries from the article that you're writing about, and through your own research. Okay, you're going to write an organized, fully developed, argumentative essay. Okay, note this is an argument. It's not an analysis. Here you are actually arguing with the author of one of the articles in the folder that I left for you in the learning module for the final exam. Okay, it's called Articles. The actual folder is called Articles for Final Exam, and it's in the exam week learning module. Okay, so choose one of those articles, and you are going to argue whether or not the author is right or wrong in what he or she is arguing. Don't use the first person point of view, of course. You're not supposed to use the first person point of view in any of your academic academic essays. Use third person. He, she, it. Okay. You can do that and still show that you think this is an effective thesis, that you think this thesis is correct. You don't have to say, I agree. You can just say, this is a correct point of view. This is correct. This is valid. This is true. This is whatever. There are many ways to do that. Okay, so you must have a thesis. Make sure you cite everything. Cite the article that you are arguing for or against, okay, as well as all the other sources. Okay. And you're using the 8th edition of the MLA citation style. You are choosing one of the articles from that folder, and you're going to argue whether or not the author is correct in what he or she is arguing. Okay. In other words, you're arguing for or against what that author is arguing. And you're going to use what that author says and does in that article as either support or refutation. Okay. You can refute it, or you can use it as support. Right? You have to use it some way. You can't just say, this is the article, whatever, and then just ignore it for the rest of the paper. You must use either quotes, paraphrases, or summaries from it to support your points or to refute something from the article. You must also have the title of the article in the introduction and the author's name, just like in all of your other papers. Make sure you do that. This is a a reaction paper in some ways. So we have to know what article it is you're talking about. So you have to give us the title and author there in the introduction so that we understand. Okay? That needs to be part of that. All right. Good luck, and make sure you get it in by the deadline. I cannot accept late papers. This is the final exam. This is the final exam week, and I've got a deadline to meet to get your grades in on time. So I can't accept any papers late. So make sure you get it in on time. Right? And don't forget that there is an extra credit assignment too in the Dropbox. Good luck and have a great end of the semester.